What is going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I am Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today, Gretzky Betskis and Franco the Banker. Guys, it seems like we got a little bit of a bug going around the locker room here. I'm sick, Franco's sick, Betsky, you've somehow avoided it so far, but yeah, I was gonna say there's a bug in the locker room though that we got to figure out kind of who started this.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and so we'll figure
it's like
it out.
Spring for you guys, so everything's blooming and shit, right?
Yeah,
We're well beyond that.
I'm getting crippled right now. Yeah, this is something different. So
battle
parlayed sickness.
Yeah, I was telling Besky before too. Like I do the like the nicotine pouches, Franco, like the Zins.
Yep.
I do those too, and I haven't had one since Friday since I've been trying to quit with this flu that I've got going on. So it's almost like I'm dealing with like a same game parlay of like the flu plus nicotine withdrawals. Like it's just I keep like betting it. It's just kicking the shit out of me right now. So that's where I'm at.
You hit a 15 beer parlay last night.
Oh my god, too many beers.
You got the hangover flu parlay.
Too many fireballs is my my buddy's drink of choice. And
no,
yeah, I think we had like 14 between the two of us yesterday. So
no,
of the like are you talking like shots
like
or
the little
like
shooter, the little like the
plastic bottle ones.
Yeah.
Awful.
On top of whatever else we had, it was
It's like a donut per one of those.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Fireball, like
but I'm sick on top of that, so it's like even more fun. So
this is my mind is blown right now.
You gotta do what you gotta do, to survive.
They didn't card you. I thought you can't drink those when you're past 30.
Wow. Damn, I got a few more days then. I'll have to get my Fireball in the next week and a half. So big 3-0 comes up next week. Yep.
Oh wow. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Probably sleeping.
Drinking a lot of Fireball.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I'll have to have some
we'll
Fireball.
Have to send you a little gift.
Yep. All right. We got 2 games for tonight. Last night was absolute mayhem. Edmonton comes back, ties the series up at 2. St. Louis, Winnipeg. Now we're at 2.
I bet it when they were down. I should have.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was.
Yeah, Franco, that was a hell of a live bet.
What did you get to that?
I got him plus 2.5. Plus 2.5 minus 120 as I was about to go on the subway in Brooklyn yesterday.
Nice.
Very in a great state of mind, as they say.
Yeah.
But, hey, man, we cash. That's what I'm talking about.
Deep.
8 deep looking for Brad Marchand underneath the tracks. Yeah. And now Tampa Bay wants to make it a series, and we'll just get into this game right now. So we got game 4 tonight. Yeah. Tampa Bay, Florida minus 135, Tampa Bay plus 114. We were very critical of Vasilevsky's play the first 2 games of this series. Comes out game 3 looks phenomenal, kind of stole this game for Tampa Bay, gives them some sort of life. But even in games 1 and 2, we talked about this Tampa squad of not necessarily looking alive, and I still don't think Betsy, we were talking about this, but they still don't look great as a team. Like they just look very lackadaisical, not so much engaged. And I truthfully tonight, I don't know if they can do it again and kind of even up this series. It seems like Florida's just been the better team overall. And if Vasilevsky can't steal games 4 through 7, this series is over and maybe 2 more games.
Yeah, I think two's safe. I feel like tonight's a little bit of a coin toss, and whatever happens tonight, the opposite will happen tomorrow. It's kind of how it feels. So either this is going to be a series where everybody wins away, and then Florida will eventually get that last one at home, or Florida could take it tonight, and then I feel like Tampa may be able to sneak one more at home, and then the series closes out after that.
Yeah, Franco, any thoughts on a side or total tonight in Tampa Bay, Florida?
Yeah, I think this is this is a Florida win tonight. I do think there's potential that Tampa wins the next game though after this. But yeah, I lean Florida here minus 135. I like that a good amount. I think they're going to make their adjustments that they need to after that game. It's not like they played bad or anything. It was just a tight game. So I think there's value at minus 135 getting Florida at home in a bounce back spot. If you want to get a little crazy, I do like the under as well here. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that. One thing I just threw together right now is Florida plus 1.5 and the under 6.5. That's minus 111. That feels pretty damn good. I could see this game being like a 2-1 game. So like, I don't want to be too heavily invested in a side because it could go either way with a game like that. But yeah, I could see this going to overtime, so I don't mind a draw bet for a sprinkle as well. But yeah, I really like that Florida plus 1.5 and the under 6.5. So if we go to overtime at a 1-1 game or a 2-2 game, you're cashed already. So it'd be nice.
2-2 draw feels right to me.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that. In terms of any props, Betsky, what do you have in this game?
I like Vasilevsky saves quite a bit. Right now, I saw over 27.5 is about plus 105. And then you can find him for the 26.5 price as well. If you're going for this like 60-minute market, I would probably rather take the one extra save with the ability to go to overtime here, though.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I'm just looking at kind of the stats for this. How many saves did he have last game? 34.
33.
Yeah, 33.
And I imagine Panthers are going to come out just firing today again.
Yep.
It's a save.
So as long as Vasilevsky doesn't do whatever you two are doing this morning and stink it up, if you will. Yeah. Then I think we got a good chance for some shots on the Florida side and some saves. So hopefully it doesn't let in any stinkers though.
Yeah,
because it seems like Florida is willing to trap it and lock it down if they take the lead, which is not really what we saw in other seasons.
No. Speaking of Florida shots, there is kind of those three benchmark guys that Florida's had in this series. Barkov at that 2+ mark has been terrific. Seth Jones at that 2+ mark has been terrific. And then even Brad Marchand has been terrific in this series with that 2+ mark.
Playoff warrior.
Parlaying those three together at that 2 plus 252. Not a bad look as kind of a bankroll builder tonight. You can even take one of them out, and that's going to get you to around plus 130. So any sort of combination of those two, or if you kind of want to go in all three of Jones, Barkov, and Marchand, plus 252. And you take one of them out, you're going to be around that plus 130 range. So that's kind of how I would attack these shots tonight. Also, you could look at each of them for 3 too. Barkov had 5 shot on goal on 11 attempts in the last game. Seth Jones has gone and hit that 3+ mark before too in this series. Marchand, not so much. Kind of stays around that 2 to 3. His attempts aren't crazy, which is why I would kind of keep him at that 2 mark. But the other 2, I feel like you can play up to 3, even 4.
Jones worries me a little bit with Ekblad back. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind him at 1.5, but I actually kind of like Ekblad at 1.5 a bit more. First game back, he had 5 attempts and 2 shots on goal. I do believe he is on the top power play unit now. So there's a little bit of an edge there.
Do you guys have any love for Sam Bennett shots?
Has he been hitting his shots or has he just been scoring?
Yeah.
Well, I like his point prop as well.
It's
plus money, but 2 games in a row, 4 and 3 shots on 6 attempts, both games, and 2 in a row. So, kind of started the series off slow, I guess you would say, but since that's picked up. So
I don't mind it, but Tkachuk has missed his shots 2 in a row. He hit in the first game off 5 attempts. His head-to-head against Tampa Bay is insane. And his head-to-head out of the last 19 games, he has only missed 2 times in a row. once, and that's this period right now. I feel like he may have a big game tonight. His playoff numbers are great, and since last year's playoffs, he has not missed more than twice ever. So if he's going to take a couple more shots than he has the past 2 games, it may affect Bennett. But he's on the top power play too, so there's a world where they're both hitting. And I did think the top line looked, outside of Barkov, a little off last game. So maybe the second line is what keeps leading this team.
Yeah.
Tyson.
That's the lock of the year.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes over 3.5 birdies today. Going
did
back
Vancouver make the playoffs or no, never mind.
As we sit up here and none of our teams are in the playoffs as well. So
well,
that's a fun little game we can play.
That was expected.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Expected playoffs missed.
Yeah.
I do like the
over 2.5 every year.
I do like what Dave brought up with Hagel though. I don't mind. Typically, we don't like to go to FanDuel during the playoffs with the 60-minute lines for the shots, but given that it's bettable at the over 1.5 at -132 for the 60-minute line, I don't mind looking there. Like I could see Hagel coming off the 1-game suspension and wanting to play with a little bit extra juice to
yeah.
So I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's a good call. Eagles' attempts to have been solid this playoff series. In the first game, what do you have? 1 on 4. Then in game 2, he had 2 on 5. So his attempts have been there. You're getting his over 1.5 shots on goal. You say -132 today?
Yeah, just that's the 60-minute line on FanDuel. Like anywhere else, it's going to be crazy. But I feel like that's a good price, worth the risk.
Yeah.
Does anybody else? So when you see the name AJ Greer, any football fans see AJ Green every single time I see his name? Like I can't not see it. It's ridiculous. I'm just broken.
I remember I convinced somebody to trade me Adrian Peterson for AJ Green in that crazy Peterson year.
Oh man!
Like after the first week or right before the first week started, because I told him how bad his injury was and how he wasn't going to be the same player. And I mean, AJ Green was still pretty good that year, but not historic AP.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was good.
And then he didn't get that stick.
Any point props tonight? I know we talked about Bennett. Anything besides him? For Verhaeghe doesn't look bad as well. Missed the last 2 games, but decent price on him tonight.
Unfortunately, for points, you said?
Yeah.
I feel like your best bet is to stack lines. So like Barkov plus Reinhardt or Bennett plus Tkachuk. Obviously, Tampa has the no-brainer line, which they've restacked. So wait, who is on Hagel's line?
Kucherov, Paul, or Point.
Hagel's with Sorelli and Radish.
Yeah. Hey, man, what happened to this depth?
That's what happens.
Bjorkstrand went out.
Once Bjorkstrand went out, it just doesn't look as good, man.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, this is one of the reasons I didn't like them to win the series. Like, I liked their depth before, and now it's now it doesn't look so good.
Any thoughts on Kucherov under?
Market here?
Block shots have screwed me this postseason. Block shots have been terrible for me this postseason. How about you guys?
Well, Aaron Ekblad is -105 for 2, which he had 4 in game 1. He's hit his block shots in 9 of the last 10 playoff games.
Just remember, a streak on block shots doesn't mean shit. That just means they're just that much closer to not wanting to take a puck.
Yeah, but that was last year. He's only played 1 game.
I know.
He can take as many pucks. I mean, hopefully the Peds weren't the only reason why he was able to handle it, but
I don't know.
They may have weak bones now.
To me, it's
having
like
a relapse like Gator is with the Zins.
Yeah, true. You're gonna see me scratching over here in a second.
Yeah.
I think block shot
Minus
props in general.
105.
I feel like I want them later in the playoffs. They're not consistent right now, so I'm just gonna wait till maybe the next round, see if we can find a little bit more
You're
consistency.
crazy.
There.
I'm taking it.
Good luck.
All right, I will. Good luck.
Dave makes a good
How
point
about
here.
McDonough? Oh, never mind. He's minus 160.
Seth Jones too doesn't look bad for blocks if that's where you really want to go.
And as far as point props, I like it under here, so I'm not going to be having a ton of point props. That's just
I would look at Kucherov under 1.5, but that's what minus 190.
That could be a good piece.
Minus 190 for its under 1.5.
I believe so. Minus 188. I
do
just
that
don't
with
see him repeating that.
do that with
3-point
Hagel
performance.
2 shots on your regular books.
Yeah, just the Tampa haterade parlay.
This is gonna be a good one, though. I hope. It will be really disappointing if this is another super lopsided Florida win.
I'm taking Florida on the money
Tampa
line.
win. I think at least it's exciting.
Yeah,
For the prospect of the series getting really, really heated. But if lopsided Florida win, I think will feel real bad. Like another 3 or like 4-1 or whatever.
I think that's what it's going to be tonight. I don't think Vasilevsky has a repeat performance of Game 3.
Man.
So, Franco, you're on Florida
I don't know.
money line. Anything else in this game?
Yeah, I think I'm going to sprinkle the draw, and I'm going to do that one parlay, the Florida plus 1.5 and the under 6.5 minus 111. I like that price.
I like it. All right, and then Betsky, what do you want in this game?
I like the Vasilevsky save. Actually, I like the Ekblad 1.5 block shots the most, but I like Vasilevsky saves quite a bit too, even though that scares me a little bit. And I love that, Dave. The Barkov plus 1.5 shots looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Barkov is carrying that top line right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to be on Florida money line, and then I am doing that Barkov, Marchand 2+ shots and goal, a plus 132. So 2 picks for those for this game tonight. Anything else before we move on?
No, let's keep on keeping on.
Colorado, Dallas, last and second game of the night. Colorado minus 135, Dallas plus 114. Total set at 6.5 here, plus 114 to the over, minus 135 to the under. This series has been phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Colorado takes game 4, evens up the series. Landeskog scores. The ball center erupts. Ball arena erupts. Unbelievable moment. Just crazy to see how much he still means to this team, kind of still despite being out for the past 2 years. So just an awesome moment. Dallas is not dead. Dallas is not dead at all, despite the injuries. We kind of thought Colorado after game 1 would kind of walk over them. That has not been the case at all. Betsky, what are your thoughts? Any plays on the side or total in Dallas, Colorado tonight?
I don't know what to make of this at all.
Right.
I lean Dallas money line here. But as far as the over or under, I don't want to mess with it because these games have been really unpredictable. I don't like the idea that Colorado can run away with it and win 4-1 if they want. I don't like the idea that at any point both of these teams can put up 6 goals. And then I don't like the fact that we saw in game 3 a really low scoring game. This is, to me, the sides and totals. This is the most jerky one, the most roller coaster version of any of the series. There's been no consistency. Every single game has had a completely different game script so far. So if you're going in that mindset, then tonight should be like a 4-1 Dallas win.
Yeah.
Or
Florida money line
too
Colorado
is also
being hammered. I said Florida money line is now moved to minus 142 after talking about it from last game. So be sure to shop around for the best price on that one. But I agree to your point here. Zero consistency in this game. I do lean Dallas, but again, Some other series feels like you at least have a feel of where it's going. Same thing with like specifically with LA and Edmonton, right? Home teams have been dominant.
Yeah.
You kind of have a way that this series is kind of grooving, even with
goals.
kind of goals a lot. New Jersey, Carolina, we kind of saw that like Carolina takes game 3 and makes it a series. Carolina just comes back, shuts him down. That's probably gonna be over tomorrow if I had to guess. But there's no consistency in the series. Franco, do you have a lean or a pick on the side or total in Colorado Dallas?
Yeah, I lean Dallas here. Agree with
That's
you guys.
dangerous.
I think the price is good too, right? Like you're getting Dallas at home. I really wish that Heiskanen was coming back this game. I saw he was skating. He's been skating. That was like I kind of wanted to see that. That would have gotten me like way more confident in this game. But still, I feel like coming off a shutout loss like that, I feel like Dallas coming back home. Especially with the way the series started, that first game, and all the injuries, I feel like Dallas has got to be happy with where they're at in the series right now, with it being 2-2 coming home. So I think getting them plus money at home feels really good here. I don't know how crazy I want to go with props though. Like Betsky said, this feels like an under, but they're hanging a 6.5. This could be one of those types of games that just ends up being a 4-3, 5-3 type game, and everybody's hammering that under 6.5 minus 135, thinking they're getting a gem, and it's ends up being super sweaty pretty quickly. So there could be some goals here tonight.
I was going to say there's no reason to touch this total in this game. Absolutely no reason that anyone. I would love to hear an argument if anyone's like strongly convinced on a play on the total here, because I wouldn't touch this at all.
If you like the over, just take some point props, like some chalky point props, and stack them, and then you're going to get better value. And if this ends up being a 6-5 game, you're probably going to hit it.
You can also find a pretty good price. I know MGM has it and Caesars both have this at 6. So it's kind of like a little bit of a cop-out, but at least you have that push option if you do like one way or the other. If you do like the over, you can kind of bump it down to 6 there. Heavy option. So here's one.
I love Lehkonen. Lehkonen, by the way. His shots are at 1.5 look great, and he's on the top line. So it looks like they moved Drouin down to the third line with Coyle and Kurviranta, and Landeskog's playing with Brock Nelson and Shushkin. I don't remember if that was how it was game 3.
As far as Tyson's question regarding why we're leaning Dallas, at least for me, like I feel like this has been a very like zigzaggy type of series, so it's more I guess that than anything. But yeah, I mean you're coming off a 4-0 win for Colorado, so you could definitely make an argument for Colorado this game. I don't want to lay a price with Colorado on the road. Is really what it comes down to. I think we're getting a nice number on Dallas at home to bounce back. I don't expect them to get shut out again. Let's put it that way.
0.3 Barkov 3, Lehkonen 3, fantasy saves. Yeah, Dave, it's not a bad look at all.
I don't mind the draw here either. I saw Dave mention it earlier. Like sprinkling both games to draw tonight isn't a bad look.
Hey, how about Martin Necas and the duds he's been putting up? He's been pointless in 3 games. He only has 5 shots this entire series.
Sounds like another guy on the opposite side named Mikko Rantanen.
Mm-hmm. No, Rantanen at least has been shooting.
I know, but it's just crazy how they're both supposed to be.
This really was a lose-lose for them and a win-win for Carolina.
Yep. The one prop that I did like tonight was Mason Marchment at that 2+ minus 135 on DK. He's hitting 3 of 4 games this series. Even the one game he missed, he still had 4 attempts, missed by 1 shot on goal. Terrific history against Colorado and Juggerl, and he's been a home dog this season. We kind of looked to back him towards the end of the year, anytime he was coming off a miss and at home. So love that look tonight. Mason Marshman at 1.5, minus 135 on DK. So
82%
that's kind of the
season.
What?
82% at home this season.
Insane. And you're getting that at minus 135? 84%. Yeah, that's insane.
What about the block shot department? Are we off Lindell? Has he taken too many pucks?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, if
5, 4, and 3, and then 0.
Yeah, I think that's
shaking.
the reset game he needed.
He's shaking right now.
Yeah, he needed a reset game, and now they're like,
yeah,
boost him back up and send him back
how
out
many
there.
reset games does he need?
Yeah.
I'll take him next game, win this back in Colorado.
Well, you
That's
got to
fair.
hope that he's thinking, all right, Haskins. Would you guys think that Haskins is coming back the next game? Or, like, what's your thought there? Because I think if Haskins is back, then he probably feels a little less pressure to do what he's doing, right? So if this is his last hurrah, maybe this is a good game to take him.
And in agreement with Dave here too. I think that top line has to get going at some point here, and Rantanen point at minus 165 feels like kind of a nice parlay piece. But where's Granlund? That may be the way to go. Plus 115. They don't let you ladder on the Disney book. I kind of think that Heiskanen he's not into the night, or is it game time?
I saw he's not playing tonight.
Okay. I think he goes in next game no matter what, win or lose.
I feel like you have to, because like if you win tonight, you want to close it out. You don't want to be returning home. And then if you lose tonight, obviously it's a must-win game. So I think no matter what, he's got to be in next game.
So then how's this affect Lindell blocks?
I'm just saying, because Haskins is going to play like 1,000 minutes because that's what he does.
Oh, yeah.
So this will be his last time getting tons of minutes.
Lindell will say, I will take everything that comes in front of the goaltender tonight. Don't worry, I got it.
I think so, especially after coming off a 0 block game.
Yep.
And also, like, if you're going to take a block shot prop and we all think Dallas is going to win this game, then you want to take somebody on Dallas's side because that means Colorado's trailing, so they'd be shooting more.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason it played into it. Colorado being up, winning that game 4-0 pretty much handily. They're not going to keep firing.
No. Duchesne. How do we feel about Duchesne after 2 duds?
No.
He has hit.
Let me remind you, he has hit his 1.5 shots against them 18 out of 27 games.
Yep.
Yeah. His last 2 games.
And he has a point against them in 18 out of 27 games. He's gone pointless 4 games straight against Colorado, which is unheard of. He's never gone more than once without getting a point against them.
He's scoring tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even going.
Point is minus 110.
I'm just going straight to goal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like. Well, I kind of like the shots too. He had 4 and 6 in his 2 home games.
Over Marshman?
They can both get it, but
yeah, no, for sure.
Huh.
Damn, that is a pretty good price, Dave.
Wow.
Especially if you think there's going to be goals tonight. Yeah, I don't mind doing something like that.
So DraftKings has 1 prop tonight for time on ice, and that, of course, is Gabriel Landeskog, listed at 16 minutes. In his first game back, he had 13-16. In the second game, game 4, He had 14.37, where he's promoted to that power play and second line. I'm leaning under tonight. I think this is a game where we see – I don't think he gets 16 tonight at all. I think Dallas shores up kind of their penalty issues and tries to limit any sort of Colorado power plays.
So 2 issues is, does the game go to overtime? And then did he play less minutes because, again, Colorado was winning pretty much, they were up 2-0 after the first period, right? So
yeah,
did they have to run Landeskog hard in the third? Like I would like to see like how many shifts he had in the third period. That would be my only pauses there.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, before we sign off, do you guys want to put together a parlay for tonight?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. What are you thinking? Franco, do you have anything?
Give me Hagel 2 shots.
Ooh, all right. I like it. Hagel 2 shots. I could go with Marchment 2 shots. I could go with Marchand 2 shots. Betsky, did you have any plays that you really liked for tonight?
I mean, I do. I mean, I really like Barkov at 2. I like
all right.
at 2.
I like Barkov at 2. So you just want to run a same game parlay?
We don't have to. No, okay. I'd rather get the best of the best.
All right.
So wait, Hagel 2.
Yeah, we could do Barkov at 2.
Yeah.
And then I like that Marchment look at 2.
Yeah, that works too. That works for me.
All right, so Barkov at 2. Hagel at 2. And then going to the other game. Plus 331. Is there any boosts? There is.
Yeah, there's boost galore. Well, I think a lot you need 4 pieces.
Yep.
I'm almost half willing to take this on FanDuel for the 60 because they're all 2. Man, you don't even get a better odd.
It's not really worth it. I mean, Hagel's minus 150 on here, and you get that extra insurance,
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to add a 4th leg for that same game parlay bonus?
Yeah.
Or do we want to stick with 3?
At 2. Wyatt Johnson at 2.
Wyatt Johnson
was the one. These are your 1.5 guys of the night. Wyatt had 7 attempts last game.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's Wyatt, Marchment, Hagel, Barkov.
Sorry, yeah, my DraftKings account's being weird right now. For trying to pull up the odds, but it's just buffering. So
you're in the bad mental state. They're like, sorry, man. We'll do it a little bit later.
Yeah. All right, so let me add Wyatt and Marchment. Same game parlay.
All right, Marchment, Wyatt, Braden Point. Wait.
No, Barkov and Hagel.
Whoops. Fuck. Damn it.
All right, so we got Barkov at 2, Hagel at 2, Marchment at 2, Wyatt Johnston at 2. Using that 33% parlay boost on DraftKings, that gets you up to plus 698 for tonight. I like that a lot.
Yep, I dig it.
Perfect.
Me too.
All
I
right,
dig
we
it so
will
much
tweet
I'm
out
doing
that.
it twice essentially.
Mm. Listen, you're hot with the parlay, so might as well bet it
I
again.
guess, yeah.
Bet it a third time. Yeah,
Yep.
make it 3. Make it an even 3 tonight. All right. Any other picks before we sign off?
Nah, that sounds good to me.
Perfect.
We'll
All right.
do 2 games.
2 games. We will be back with our other show tomorrow. So be sure to check us out there. We've been pretty hot on that show. Like very, very hot. So be sure to check us out then. We'll be back Wednesday with previewing Wednesdays and Thursdays games, and then Friday TBD. We'll see what we got going on. But we appreciate everyone for tuning in to tonight's stream, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. See ya.